I hope I don't run out of storage for a while, because now I got a bigger picture. There's more to the story. So you probably already are aware, if you've been watching my videos, that I'm planning on going Monday, which is the Monday of Memorial Day, I guess, is Monday. Anyway, I'm going to Pennsylvania to get a load that's been sitting for a couple weeks ready to go, and I haven't been able to get back there and get it. So my broker just called me and said he found a load of tie-togethers, 2 little short 2-horse trailers, which is about the easiest doubles you can pull. And they're going all the way to Pennsylvania, so I'm going to get paid all the way both ways. So next week is going to be like a $10,000 week for me, for my gross. I'm going to burn a lot of fuel, because I'm going to be hauling trailers both ways, but I will also have my new fuel tank mounted. So I'll have, instead of having 52 gallons of fuel on board, I believe that's a 90-gallon tank, so I should have 142 gallons of fuel when I fill up, which will allow me to get in there and get back out of Pennsylvania without having to buy $6 a gallon fuel, which makes it even better. So that's pretty awesome. I'm kind of excited about that. I'll have to go and hook up the trailers myself. So I think what's going to happen is Bill will probably run over there. It's a couple hours from where we live. So he'll probably run over there with me and help me get them hooked up. I'm not sure about doing the wiring on the lights and all that. They'll probably have that done, and I'll just have to connect the wiring on the back of the first trailer into the wiring on the plug on the second trailer, and then tape it together. We'll just have to see how that works. So I've got a better idea on how that part of it works now, because the last time I picked up doubles and I actually had to hook up, which I've got my little 8-inch drop if I need it, and I may. I don't know why these places don't just have their own hitches, but they don't, some of them. So, but I've got the equipment so I can do this. So that's going to be pretty awesome. It's going to take me a little longer than I thought. I'm not going to just be able to go sailing out there, real easy like, because I'll be pulling doubles. But at the same time, I won't be pulling like great big heavy doubles. So it'll be interesting. But the big news is that I'll get paid both ways, which is what you always want if you can get it. And it doesn't always happen like that. In fact, it kind of rarely happens like that, where you get paid the whole trip both ways. So that's pretty awesome. Anyway, that's my big news. So now back to where we're at, Clear Boggy Creek. We're in southeast Oklahoma. We're almost to the Texas border. We've already been through Atoka, Stringtown, all those little towns. And the next town of any size is Durant. And it's right down at the border almost. Durant is real close to Lake Texoma. And we won't be going across Lake Texoma today. We'll be crossing the Red River at the, like below the dam for Lake Texoma. So we'll just be crossing the Red River. And they've been working on these roads down here for the last couple of years, I think. At least the last year. So there's a giant construction zone. I'm already seeing a lot of Memorial Day traffic. A lot more car traffic on this road than normal. And some of these trucks are hauling butt. I mean, they are really flying. This guy's getting ready to pass me now. Well, he can't pass me because he doesn't have enough butt in. We're going up a hill. There's 2 trucks behind him that have been jockeying for position with me for the last 30 miles. I wish they'd just pass me and get on up the road instead of, what they'll do is they'll pass me and they'll sit right in front of me and I have to pass them because they're slowing down. If they just keep going and get on down the road, it'd be great. So there's one of those places on the left over there. I don't know if you saw that, but that's one of those yard art places with all the metal yard art that I keep threatening to go get one of those giant chickens for a bill for the yard. I know, it's kind of funny. Cracks me up when I think about it. I really do, though. I want to pull in at one of them places and buy one of those giant rooster things. You know, a giant rooster statue made out of metal, all painted up bright colors, and strap it on the back of this truck and then drive this truck up with this giant chicken statue on the back of it. That just, the whole idea of that just cracks me up. I'm going to do it one of these days. I really am. So, hell, who knows? I may do it on the way home from Dallas this afternoon. That's the only chance I'm going to have to do it for the next week and a half anyway. So, this job out to Pennsylvania and back will use every bit of my hours for the next week. And so I'll have to sit and have a reset before I can do anything anyway. It's basically 24 hours out and then like 30 hours back, so that's 58. That doesn't leave me a lot of time for other work. I start with 70 working hours every week, so it's doable, but I'm going to have to stay on a tight schedule and not screw around. I'm going to have to get out there and get them and get back to make it all work. So I guess this weekend I'm going to spend some time trip planning. So I will know exactly, I know exactly where I'm going to pick up. I have no idea where I'm delivering to. But it'll be during the week, so everything will be during the week until I get down to Texas, and then I'll probably run over into the weekend and have to deliver Saturday morning at Seguin, which is fine because they're open on weekends, I think. Anyway, their store is open on weekends. I don't know about the trailer side, but I imagine they are. If the store's open, it makes sense the trailer would be too. Trailer place would be too. So we'll see what happens. I'm kind of excited now because it'll be the best paying week I've ever had in my life if this all goes according to plan. Of course, we know what happens with plans. Those pesky plans. Submit, Texas. I'm going to pass you whether you like it or not. You might as well just suck it up. And I mean business today. I mean to get this to Dallas and get it delivered and get home. I'm not playing. Miles out and it's 11:53, so that's just a little over 2 hours. So about 1:50. Yeah, so should be there before 2. That's my target. But my broker also texted me back and said they should be there till 5. They're not planning to close early today, which is really good. But I actually called them and talked to them just to make double sure, and they said, yeah, they'll be there, so it's all good. So since I've got a little bit of storage left on this, I'm going to quit for now, and I'll start back up when I get close to Dallas. We'll see how bad the traffic looks down there. It's pretty wide open here right now, so we'll see how it goes. And thanks for riding with me, and I'll see you when we get down there. So welcome back to A Woman at the Wheel. I'm just going through Van Alstyne, Texas, on my way down to Dallas. I'm still on rough roads, so that's why I sound all funny. It's just been this way all the way down pretty much, and it's really rough here. So it's going to be this way till I get rid of these trailers. That's exaggerating the bumps. And the bumps in the road are real, but they're worse when you have a heavy trailer on. So it's really beating me up today. I'm pretty done with it. I wish I was done with it, put it that way. I'm over it. So I don't have any idea how much storage I've got left on here on this phone that I'm using to film with. But I think I'll just let it run until it runs out. So if it ends abruptly, you'll know what happened anyway. If I have enough storage that I can get clear in here to my delivery point, I'm 49 miles out. But if I've got enough storage space on the card, we'll just do the whole thing, and hopefully you'll get to see, the end of the trip too. So what I'll do when I get there, I already called and talked to him and told him I was coming and expect me around 2-ish. That I thought my ETA was about 2 o'clock. That's going to be about right. I should be there a little earlier than that because I've got 48 miles to go and it's not quite 1 o'clock yet. So when I get there, basically I'll unhitch and then I'll unstrap everything, get all my straps, get them all rolled up and stowed away. And once I get all that done and get the paperwork signed, I'm out of there. I'm done for the week. And probably what I'll do at that point is go see if I can find a decent cup of Starbucks or something. And maybe some egg bites. I've been eating nothing but junk for the last couple of days. I've really got to quit doing that. But I'm kind of proud of myself that I haven't been drinking any fluffy coffee. So, it's a trade-off. So I'm not going to beat myself up too bad. At least I haven't been drinking all my calories like I had been for a while. I'm sticking with the coffee I made this morning at the motel. Doesn't have any sugar in it. I switched over to using stevia years ago, like in about the time I quit smoking, because I didn't want to get fat. Once I quit smoking, I knew if I didn't do something, I was going to just blow up, or I thought so anyway. So I gave up sugar in my drinks and decided I just wasn't going to drink my calories anymore. I have a little different attitude about that now. I still won't put sugar in it, but I'm not opposed to putting heavy cream in there and having that kind of calories in my coffee. But I didn't do that. I've got coffee mate with me that I use on the road, because I don't have any way to refrigerate stuff. I don't have like a fancy setup like some of these over-the-road guys do, where they've got a sleeper and a little kitchenette and all that built right into their truck. And no such luck here. I've got a couple of tote bags. One has my coffee maker in it. The other has my coffee and filters and all of that stuff and a little bit of snacks in it. And then I've got like a little lunchbox thing that has my supplements and my food in it. So that's as fancy as I get. That is one drawback to this job, is if you like to eat and you like, especially if you like, hot meals and all that, that's difficult to come by when you're pulling trailers, especially if you're pulling doubles or you're pulling long trailers or stacks, or long trailers that are stacked, and either or, because trying to find parking at most restaurants these days is not happening. So I kind of make do with what I can get. I carry some stuff with me that I can microwave, which I'm sure isn't any good for me at all. I carry beef jerky. I carry some nuts with me, stuff like that. But after a while, you get tired of eating beef jerky and nuts. Trust me, because I did it for like 6 months. Then I just had to start eating a little bit different stuff. It's not like it was doing me a whole lot of good. I wasn't losing any weight. Basically what I was doing was just getting tired of beef jerky and nuts. So I have to be a little creative about meals. If I'm going to get actually a hot meal, I'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. Phone rings, I gotta answer it. So here we are, we're getting into Dallas traffic now, the very fringes of it. I got 3 miles more to go, and then I get off on Sam Rayburn Tollway South, which actually, I'm probably not going to get on an actual tollway. Not exactly sure how these roads work up here, but I think they have the regular road, and then if you get on the tollway, you're running alongside of it up on like the pay portion. I'm not that worried about getting on the pay roads today because I'm not that far from where I need to deliver. I'm 34 miles out. If this stops abruptly, it's because I ran out of storage on my card. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully it'll last. So I got a turn coming up here in a couple of miles. Gotta love city traffic. When I'm in the city like this with a big bunch of trailers on, or even with a few trailers on, I just stay in the slow lane and try not to get run over. And I got a car, his bumper, I can see his bumper back between the levels of this trailer. So he's backing off now, but he was way too close to me. Okay, now he's giving me some room. Probably a good idea. I wouldn't even know he was back there if I hadn't seen his bumper shining between the stacked trailers I'm towing. Okay, maybe we will get on the tollway. Starting to get into heavier traffic now. I do not want to sit out here in some traffic jam all damn day. I want to get in here and get this thing delivered. 32 more miles. So I guess that's what we're going to do. Just get on the toll road and call it good. The thing about it is my Oklahoma Pike Pass seems to work on their toll roads down here. So I don't have to worry about them sending me a bill. Which is kind of cool because I use these ever so often. I do use their toll roads around Dallas when traffic's heavy, and traffic's getting heavier and heavier right now because it's Memorial Day weekend. Everybody's leaving out. So I was afraid I was going to get caught up in this, but I was afraid I was going to get caught up in it going out of town, not going into town. So evidently it's both. 4/10 of a mile more and we'll be on the tollway. Okay. Crazy people, crazy drivers. And here we go on the toll road. Hopefully this will get me over there without too much trouble. Be nice. I will say these roads in here, the toll roads, so far is a lot smoother than the interstate and the regular highways. So I just got done talking to Bill. It was him who called, and I was asking him if he had done any research into airbags for this thing. He said he hadn't yet, but he will. So I was crying to him about how it beats me up too much, and I need some relief from this kind of misery. And I ain't lying, I do. It's terrible. But I don't want to just whine about it all the time, so I might as well do something about it. No, it's not something that's going to happen this weekend, obviously, because we haven't even researched it yet, but it's something I look forward to anyway. So I'll have to suffer through a couple more trips without them, but I'm eventually, well, with this big job that's coming up, these 2 jobs in Pennsylvania, we should be able to afford them. We should. See, how do I say this? The last good paying job I had going back out to the East Coast and coming back with a load going both ways, I didn't make as much money doing that as they're going to pay me to haul 1 stack of trailers back from Pennsylvania down to Seguin, Texas. And that was good enough. I mean, that was pretty good. But now that I know I'm also going to have a set of doubles going out to Pennsylvania somewhere on the way out, it means I get paid both ways. And that's going to be, I think he said $2.15 a mile, so I'll get 90% of that is what I get. They get 10% of it. So I'm going to have the highest grossing week ever in my, well, maybe not in my trucking career. Highest grossing week ever with trailers. I actually did make more money one week back in, I think, 2012. I was hot-shotting this real specialized part. In fact, we had to build an extension for my trucks. It was going into Chicago, and it was like 12 feet long, this whatever this part was. It was in a case, and they were going to load it on my truck, and I was to haul it into Chicago and then have it worked on. And then if they got done working on it, I would haul it down to Houston. Well, I ended up doing that, but on the way back, they called me back. They said, well, don't wait on it. So I got into Missouri, and they sent me back up to Chicago because all of a sudden it was ready. So it was kind of a weird deal like that. That week, I think I grossed $12,000, but that was high dollar specialty oil field equipment. And I was getting like, I don't know, $2.75 a mile, and they were all loaded miles. So it's like, okay. It was insane. But so I'm actually, and I never thought that I would make that kind of money hauling trailers, but things have improved in the trailer hauling business. Of course, I'm paying a lot more for fuel than I was paying then. I was paying about $3 a gallon for fuel back then, $3.50 maybe. I mean, there were times it would hit $4, but it wasn't like $5 or $6 a gallon like it is now in all these places back east. But this is a big deal. This is going to be a huge deal, so I should definitely be able to afford airbags for this truck to supplement the suspension system that's on it, and maybe that will cut down on some of this brutal banging down the road this thing does when I'm pulling a heavy trailer. I don't feel it when I'm not pulling a heavy trailer. The suspension on the truck's fine. It's just when you have a long, heavy trailer like that, the last set of tires is back, 25 feet behind the truck, but it's still attached to the truck. So the truck goes over the bump and then clears it, so the truck bangs when it goes over the bump, and then the back tires of the trailer go over the bump and jerk the truck. So it's kind of just a jerking motion all day long, and it really, it's really difficult. It really gets to be hard on you. It wears you out. So I'll be glad if we can kind of maybe void some of that out with airbags. I don't know if it'll help or not, but I'm willing to try it, because I'm willing to try just about anything. It's not something that's going to go away. It's not a problem that's going to change any. Every time I put on a long trailer, I'm going to have this problem because the roads are just getting that bad, and they're not fixing them. I mean, these are roads that, I don't know, it's like they work on roads and they open up and they're crappy roads. I don't know what the deal is, but it's these damn concrete roads is what's the underlying problem. And the problem with the concrete roads, like I've said before, is they pour them in sections, then put in an expansion joint, but that expansion joint doesn't make it smooth when they start moving around. They go through a couple of freeze-thaw cycles, go through a couple of winters and a couple of summers, and then everything gets all buckled. So you're up one panel, down the other, or up two and down one, or whatever. It's just uneven. So that's what causes the underlying problem, and that's not going to change. So I have to do something that I have to try to do something to make it less hard on me physically, which, right off the top of my mind says, well, maybe try airbags. We'll see. And I don't even know if that's the solution, but it's a place to go to hopefully get some relief from it. "24 more miles. Got the yawns really bad. It is 1:16. So I'm on track to get there by 2, which is what I told them when I called them earlier. Okay, you should be seeing Dallas here now, the skyline. I guess that's Dallas anyway. I don't know. I can't distinguish between Dallas and anything else. It's just tall buildings, tall downtown buildings. So I guess that's Dallas. So I'm pretty sure we're already through McKinney. Okay, Dallas North Tollway exit 2¼ miles. That's what I want. And I'm pretty happy I'm on the toll road right now because traffic is very light. That's what I want. I want light traffic. Once I get done, I don't care. Cause I'm just going to go home. But when I've got a trailer on like this, I don't like getting stuck in traffic. It's just more difficult. If I get stuck in traffic and it's just a truck, it's not that big of a deal. I can just kind of blend in with everybody else, but when I'm trying to deliver something, it's a big deal. I guess I'm just a country mouse at heart, because I do not understand why anybody would want to live in a place like this. No clue whatsoever. I mean, some of it's pretty. That's pretty. Those are oleander trees. These trees that are kind of purpley looking on the edges, those are oleanders. That stuff's poisonous, actually. Oleander is, that's what those are. Okay, 0.7 of a mile to my exit. I mean, there's a lot to do here, I'm sure. I've been to a museum here. My brother got hired to do some work for one of them. And I helped him with that. So I got to tour this museum. That was kind of neat, but I mean, just to have a steady diet of this kind of traffic and stuff, oh, I don't understand why anybody would do that. But a lot of people do. A lot of people love living in the city. I've got a sister who likes living in the city. And she likes going to museums and, you know, whatever it is she does. This is not my cup of tea. Not even remotely my cup of tea. Not even close. The time I spend driving through cities is plenty of city time for this girl. I don't need any more. Okay, now I'm going south, so I need to go here. This is one place where this GPS that I complain about constantly, it excels in cities because it will, like when you're on this, it'll show you exactly what lane to be in. So I don't ever have to really guess at it. Yep, this is pretty much North Dallas, I think. I stayed in a motel here one night. Right down on our left-hand side, I do believe. That was interesting. I was out of hours and I had to pull in and I had a trailer on. Luckily, it worked out okay. I was very, very lucky. Okay, right lane ends, merge left. Okay, this could be a problem, but maybe not. Okay, good. So anyway, I got into this motel and it wasn't a really long trailer. It was probably a, I don't know, 24, 26 foot cargo. But I get around the back side of it. I asked the guy at the desk, where should I park? He goes, oh, around the back side. Well, I get around the back side and they've got a gate that you went in on the south side, and he ran me around to the north side. Well, the gate on the north side was locked. I couldn't go back out that way. I had to turn around back in here behind this motel with a trailer on to get out the next morning. I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. But it worked. I mean, I had to do a little finagling around to get turned around back in there. But it was all right. At least I wasn't worried about anybody stealing my truck that night, because unless they were good at backing a trailer, they would have never got it turned around and out of that yard. It was like last night, I couldn't even see the truck. I don't like that when I can't see it. You know, I do like to keep an eye on it, but sometimes it's just not possible to get a room facing it. And their truck parking was way out in back of the motel. That worked out okay too. The only thing I noticed that had been tampered with is some dog came along and peed on one of my tires. So I figured if that's the worst that happened, then it was all right. It was probably okay. Dogs will be dogs. Hello, summer. Bye, BFE. I don't know what that means. Oh, I guess I do know what that means, maybe. If you came up with the same thing I did, you're probably laughing too. Eight more miles of this business, and then I get on 635, and then I get off the interstate and deliver these things. So I'm only 16 miles away from delivery. I hope that the camera storage holds out. I keep saying it. If it ends abruptly, it's because the card got full. So I cleaned a bunch of other videos off of here so I could video today. I think I've got another card that I could be using if I would just remember to bring it with me. So I didn't start out doing these videos thinking that I was going to make like a second career of it and like do them constantly. But it kind of entertains me. I don't know if it's entertaining you, I hope it is, but it definitely kind of entertains me. I guess I should add here, in the interest of full disclosure, I'm pretty easy to entertain. Okay, 6.5 more miles of this business. I don't think this is the pay road. I think we're off the pay road now. Well, maybe we're not. Maybe it is the pay road. I don't know. Seems like it's getting awful crowded though, whatever it is. They got some pretty vegetation going on the roadsides here. Give them credit for that. My older sister studied some botany stuff, so she can tell me usually what most of these plants are if I can't figure it out. A lot of times I can't figure them out, so I have to call her or text her. What's this plant that looks like this? Or take a picture of it. What is this? She'll usually have an answer for me. I don't know, I'm so curious about stuff like that. Most people don't care what a plant is called anyway at all. It's kind of a deal for me. Don't ask me why. Eight more miles. Feels like I'm never going to get off this thing. You know, when does 4 miles feel like 10 miles? When you're in city traffic, I guess. Okay, here's the Pike Pass reader. Sorry, got the yawns. Seriously got the yawns. Yeah, when I get done with this, I'm definitely getting myself a cafe mocha. Decaf cafe mocha from Starbucks. Don't know if I'll go for the egg bites or not. I kind of ate candy a while ago. I had saved half of the candy I got yesterday to eat today, because I felt like a hog eating it all in the same day. I don't know if it's any better to split it up like that or not. Okay. 3 miles to my turn. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is typical Dallas right here. This is why I hate driving in Dallas. Hate driving in Dallas. And this is a tollway. If this is a tollway, I don't know. They need more roads or some damn thing. I think we're actually off the actual tollway and onto just the city expressway or whatever it is. Anyway, I got almost 3 miles to go to my exit onto 635, I-635. It looks like it's going to be stop and go for the next three and a half miles or whatever. It's 2.5, however far it is. Oh, that's right. This is where it goes down underground. Okay. Yeah, this is a pain in the butt. It's always jammed up here. I guess because it goes underground. But at least you're getting a good look at Dallas. I mean, if you haven't been through Dallas, this is what it looks like. I don't know what any of these buildings are or how old any of them are or any other thing about it. I've very rarely been off of the interstate in Dallas. Twice that I know of, or maybe 3 times, but no more than that. So I don't know jack about Dallas, to be honest. All I know about it is that it can turn into a parking lot real damn quick, and it usually does. I very rarely come into Dallas. The Fort Worth side I can kind of get through every once in a while without hitting a traffic jam, but Dallas is pretty much traffic jam city. If you come into Dallas, you might as well expect a damn traffic jam, because you're going to get one at some point. And mind you, this is not rush hour traffic. It's 1:32 on a Friday afternoon. Granted, it is the Friday before Memorial Day, and a lot of people are taking off for their vacations right now, probably getting out of work early. But it's not a serious full-on rush hour yet. Serious full-on rush hour, you might as well just pack a lunch, because you're going to be there a while. Start with a full thermos and a lunch. And by the time you get to where you're going, at least you won't be hungry when you get there. Maybe, if you don't eat your lunch too soon. 2 more miles to my turn. 2 more miles of this shit. Oh, what fun. I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying to clean up my language, because my brother pointed out to me that they frown on potty mouth talk on YouTube. So trying to be better. Not sure what that guy was doing, but he had some kind of looked like a robotic arm out there doing something to that wall, I think. It's kind of interesting. I couldn't really get a good look at it though. Now that's kind of a pretty building. It's almost coppery looking, like reflective coppery. Huh. I don't remember ever seeing that before. Most of the times when I come through here and get stuck in this area, it's at night. I don't know why. I guess because I'm usually running back up through here at night. I don't remember seeing that building before and like appreciating what it's made of. Bottle rocket. I don't even know what that all means. That's what it says on the side of that building, though. Mile and 4/10 yet to go before we can get off of this freaking thing. So I'm doing a little better, I think, with my not swearing. I'm working at it, trying not to. Every once in a while, I still, I still say bad words. But I am trying to clean it up. There are certain people I try not to swear around. My mother was one of them. She didn't have much tolerance for swearing. I'm not exactly sure how I ended up being the way I am with a mother who is so ladylike and gentle and nice as she was, but I really didn't want to disappoint her, so I really tried really hard not to swear in front of her. Didn't always work. Sometimes I did. Stuff was going on. Sometimes I would just, in spite of my own self. But my sister-in-law and my younger sister, two other people, I try not to swear in front of, although they probably think I'm just full of crap because I still swear a lot around them. But I too try to be mindful of it because I know neither one of them likes it. It's not like they haven't made it plain to me that they don't want to hear it. They've given me gentle hints, like, Sue, why don't you stop saying that word? Gentle hints like that. So, just for the record, if I'm watching my mouth around you, it's because I've got respect for you, and I don't want to offend you. So when I do periodically screw up and say something dirty, don't think that at least I'm not trying. Trying to do better. I'm trying to do better. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Off and running in the rat race. Now I got to get clear over because I got to go left up here in 4 miles. They're not cutting me any slack here. I got my blinkers on. I'm trying to inch across here. Do it responsibly. These people also have to understand I'm not asking their permission to come over. I'm telling them I am coming over. So they shouldn't be surprised when I follow through and do it. $7 miles to delivery. That's all the farther we've got to go. Last 7 miles, 6.9 miles to delivery. Now I'm just going to sit here in this lane because I know that it's a left exit. Or it's a left something before we get to the exit maybe. I don't think I have to go all the way over into that fast lane. I think it might be a 2-lane deal where it splits off. We'll find out. We just have to adapt. 2.9 miles. Wherever it is we're going left a little bit at. Oh my gosh. So I'm heading southwest now. That's got to be Fort Worth over there. Oh, it looks like a slowdown up here. Maybe not a big one. Maybe just a little bit of one. That may be, of course, we got to go through Arlington maybe before we get to Fort Worth, so maybe that's not what I'm seeing over there. I don't know. All I know is Fort Worth is out west of Dallas quite a ways. And Arlington, I think, is somewhere in between the two. But the metro area has gotten so big, it's all just one big blob. I mean, I don't know how you tell the difference between any of it. Now we're going to sit here in traffic again for a while. 139. 5.3 miles to go. A little bit of a slowdown, but not necessarily a standstill yet. 1.8 miles, I got a bare left. So it's 35E is what we're going to get on up here. Oh boy, here we go. Now we're going to hit the slow down. Okay, it's 1.25 miles, so I guarantee you that the slowdown is up here in 1.25 miles where we need to go. I'm going to try and get over here and get up close to it so I don't have to sit in traffic all damn day waiting for this. I've played this game before. You either sit in the two lanes that are choking down together, or you go around the side of them and you can actually keep moving. Well, you usually can. I guess everybody else has got the same idea. Figures, huh? Go figure. Okay, I'm just going to get back over here then. If I can't get around that way, that's not going to work. I'm just going to have to sit here and suck it up. Everybody else is giving up too. They're like, well, hell. Okay, 1.1 miles. So all these people are trying to get over here on this I-35E. It's just going to take us a while to get there. Just going to have to live with it. A lot of times you can go around the right side and get down kind of, it's like cutting line. It's not really maybe kosher, but when I got a load on, I'll be unkosher and cut line. So I am on a clock, unlike most of these people out here. I mean, I've only got so many hours a day to drive. And then I've got limitations on how long I can drive within that amount of hours at one time, so. Okay. Now I want 27C, which is left exit, 0.7 of a mile. I can get right in front of this guy, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Get my blinker on. Maybe I can slip in behind him. He's not going to let me in front of him. Maybe this guy behind me will let me in. Thank you, guy. Appreciate you. Try to be nice when people let me in. You know, not be a jerk about it. When I'm in a similar situation, I try and let people go in front of me. At least one car, you know, take turns anyhow. If they got to get over, if this big guy needs to get over, I can let him in. I don't know if he does or not. Maybe not, he's not trying. He decides he needs to, I can give him room. I don't need to be running right up on anybody's butt anyway, because these trailers are pretty heavy, so I want to be able to stop if I need to. I have trouble in traffic seeing the stuff that's back there on that trailer. I got to kind of keep an eye on these straps, but they all look good, so I think we're all right. Okay, here's our split off of the tollway. Or 635 anyway. Oh, dang it. Now, I think I've got to get over to the right to merge in on I-35. Couldn't swear by it, but I think I do. Guess I'll just worry about that when I get up here. Yeah. All right. It's 2.2 miles. I need to be clearing the other lane. So let me come over, guys, please. Thank you. Thank you. Coming over, coming over. This is a scary thing for me with trailers on, because I'm trying to judge distances and stuff in the mirror. Make sure that I'm not cutting anybody off or endangering anybody with this thing I'm dragging behind me. So I came right back over to the slow lane. It's okay because I can slow down over here and let people in on these ramps. I'm not in a hurry now. I'm 2.6 miles away from my delivery. My whole objective now is just get there safely. You know, which is usually my main objective anyway. But when I get down to this part of a load, that's what I'm thinking about. Get there safely. I know pretty much I'm going to be close to on time if I'm this close. I'm 2.2 miles away. Now this yard is kind of tight that I'm going to, so it'll be interesting to see how it looks today. It's usually tight. It's a little bitty yard. It's not a big place. Okay, 1 mile to my exit. Yay. Mile 9 to my delivery. Okay. 436B is what I want. 12 loop. .436B, so I got to get over. This may be easier said than done, and maybe not. This guy will let me in. Yeah, he's letting me in. 0.3 of a mile, 436B Northwest Highway. No, see, anything that says Northwest Highway, that's I'm going to be looking for my exit number. 436B, there it is. Okay, I see it. So I'm only a mile away from delivery now. 436B, yay. See, I'm clear up on the north side of Dallas. Which is nice because I live north of Dallas, so when I go out here and go home, I don't have to go through the whole place. I just have to get back out of the northern edge of it. Okay. 0.7 of a mile. And I'm on the street I need right here. I'm just going to take it nice and easy. Half mile. Oh, these roads, I swear. I'm gonna be glad to get rid of this trailers. These bumpy, lumpy, thumpy trailers. Because they're bumping, thumping, clunking around. .3 of a mile. Okay. So far, good, so good for storage. We'll see how long it holds out. This could be a long light. That's okay, we're not very far away. Like 3 blocks. 3/10 of a mile. I'm so happy. It's hot out there too. It's 90 degrees, so I'm going to be working in 90-degree weather. Oh, yay. You just stay there, green truck. Don't be doing nothing crazy. You'll see what I mean. This is a little scrunchy yard they got up here. I may have to go around and go in their back gate. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think I probably will. Okay. Okay, they've got a gate open here, but I don't know that I can get in that way. I think I'm going to have to go around. And of course I've got some human being here being in the way. I'm going to have to go around. These are long trailers for this little turn here. I don't want to drag them across the curb, so I'm going to have to come way over. Slow down there, Mac. Give me a little room. Get all full of yourself, buddy. Okay, here we go. Hallelujah and thank God. This is always the best part of my jobs. So I'll have to figure out where they want these. I don't know if they got something to move them around with. Maybe they can just come pluck them off the truck or whatever. Okay, so that's that. I will talk to you later. Okay, so I was just advised by this little bitty guy that I'm in the wrong place. They've got a lot across the road. I don't even know if I can get turned around in here. It's so tight. Maybe I can. He's going to help. Oh, I see where he's talking about. Oh no, this is going to be really rough. I'm just sliding this trailer on its tires. It's just sliding. And I don't know if I can get out of the gate here. We'll find out. This is going to be rough. Okay, we might do this. We might do this and survive. I don't know. Okay. Over there, he says, across the road. Silly woman. Well, I didn't even know they had a lot over here. So, now I do. Now I know. Not even sure that wouldn't have been harder to get into if I had not turned around first, because that would have been a hard right turn. Oh my gosh, this is just way too friggin' much. Okay. I hope he's going to come over here and crank this up off my truck. I sure as hell don't want to do it. Nice attitude, isn't it? It's like my job, but I don't want to do it. I really don't. I don't know if he's going to come over here. Yeah, he's here. Okay. Let's see what he's going to want me to do. Pull on up. Okay, this man knows what he wants. Does that work? Okay. All right. I will talk to you momentarily. Okay. That went really quickly. These two guys were awesome. I'm going to pull out of here because he's expecting me to leave this yard before I do my paperwork. Waiting for me to close the gate. Thank you. Nice guys. Very nice. I'm going to find me a spot over here to pull up and do my paperwork, which is going to be right here, evidently. Okay, I got to send this to the office. Okay, sent one to my broker guy, sent one to the bookkeeping lady. Okay. Take a picture. Okay. Delivered. You're welcome. You do the same. Cool. All right, so I am done. Done. Whew. Nice. Now I'm gonna change my vehicle profile to car, so I don't forget my GPS trying to go to Starbucks. Categories: restaurants, coffee and tea, Starbucks. Okay, I got 1/7 of a mile away. We'll see if we can get over there. Finish my paperwork first. Gotta finish the paperwork. 174115. Okay, 174035. If I do my math as I go along, I don't have to do it all at one fell swoop. 74035 minus 173,744. So 291. Figuring miles in Oklahoma. So 291 miles in Oklahoma. Texas 174035. I have to keep track of this for my IFTA, which is the fuel permit I was talking about earlier to drive in different states. What I do is I track my mileage and how many gallons of fuel and how much money I spend for fuel in each state. And then at the end of the quarter, I file a report with the state of Oklahoma, which will tell me if I owe them money or if they owe me money. Well, I just got my first ever refund from them last week. It was $89 or $86. That was a first. I'd never gotten a refund out of them until now. Okay. All right. I think I am good. Good. Get some air conditioning going here because it's hotter than Hades out there. This is completed. I am done. Paperwork and all. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't cover up my gooseneck hitch yet. I've got a plate that goes back over the top of it. I didn't do it because the guy was waiting for me so he could close the gate. There was also a language barrier. I don't believe he spoke English or not much. So I didn't want to try and explain to him. I just figured I'd get out of his way. Let him do what he needed to do. But two of them came out to attend me here, which was really nice. And I started to unhitch the trailer. And the one guy goes, no, let me do that. I don't want you to burn your stomach. Because you got to lean on the edge of the truck, to reach over. I'm like, okay, I don't want to burn my stomach either. They were just like being super helpful and super nice. And then they started taking off straps. I went around and started taking off straps. By the time I got the one side done, they were coming behind me. They got the other side finished and they were rolling them up and everything. And then they helped me stow them. So it was pretty awesome. Great guys. One of them was an English speaker. One of them wasn't. Didn't make any difference. We all knew what the job was. And we just got in and got it done. So that's how it works. That's how it should work. Now there's a Starbucks not too far over here, 0.6 of a mile. Whether I can get in there and park remains to be seen. We'll find out. But I need to take a break. I wasn't there long enough to even satisfy my 30-minute break. That's probably the quickest delivery of a stack ever in the history of the universe. And that was with 4 extra straps on too. 2 extra straps on the load and 2 extra straps on the spare tires from the load. It's got to be a record. Of course, there were 3 sets of hands pulling straps instead of just one line. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Got to get up under 635 evidently, or 35, whatever road this is. I got to get up under it to get to the Starbucks. I don't think I've gone straight to the Starbucks from this location because I've only delivered here a couple times. 3/10 in the alley. I don't know. I don't think I get over in the 35E ramp for this. I think I have to go on down. Yeah, 2/10. I'm doing good so far. I'm doing right. There it is. I see it. Yeah, it looks like they got parking too. I ought to be able to just pull in there and park. Amazingly enough. I'm not going to try and cut across there. That's hinky. I'm going to go with the light down here. Have a little patience. I may wish I had. I don't know. You have to turn around. I'm just going to go. Everybody else is going. I'm going to go too. Now I'm going to flip around here though and go back this way. And go into Starbucks. They don't have very big parking lots at most Starbucks, and they don't make them easy to get into with a truck of any size. But they do have room for me to get in there and park, so I'm going to go in and do it to it once I get clear here. Okay. I'm really thankful for those guys doing all that work. the younger guy was doing the hard work and the older guy and me were pulling straps, and then the younger guy finished the hard work and came and pulled straps with us. So that worked out awesome. Couldn't ask for better. All right. So hi and welcome to Woman at the Wheel. I'm taking my 30-minute break. I got 17 minutes left. And this is the rest area north of Decatur, Texas, on Highway 287. That's 287 over here, where you see the cars going. So I'm sitting in here in the shade, taking my break. And plotting and scheming for next week. So I ran my numbers for this week. I grossed just over $4,000. Pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, that's my take. So I get 90% of every load I take, and then all of any fuel surcharge. So basically I grossed a little over $4,000 for 5 days. Of course, all my expenses have to come out of that. I haven't looked at my expenses yet for all of it. My expenses for the first couple of days were high. They were like $670. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. And about $1,100 for that. So probably $1,700 of that's gonna end up being expenses. That was a weird sounding car. So I probably netted before tax around $2,000 or $2,300. Now this person's coming in here completely ass backwards. He came in the outdoor. Looks completely unconcerned that he's completely backwards. Oh, that's okay. He's got a Florida tag on, so he obviously doesn't know. Has no idea. Oh, he might have just figured it out. He's turning around. That might be the car I just heard go buzzing by. It sounded like a electric shaver. So I'm just killing time. I got 15 more minutes on this break, and I think what I'll do, here he goes again. He's going to get in some shade. Try to. Good luck, feller. I think I hogged it all up. And I think what I'll do is my next stop will be Bowie, Texas. And instead of just doing a drive-by on that giant Bowie knife, I think I'll pull in there and give you a really good look at that. Since the sky's clear and it's nice and sunny out, pretty blue sky, I'll pull in and give you a good look at that. So I think the last time I showed it to you, it was a drive-by from a distance. Might have even been on a rainy day. So we will see. But I think that's what I'll do. I gotta sit here another 14 minutes. I don't want to just have you sit here with me and bore you with no scenery, but I thought you might like to get a look at what this rest area looks like. It's a pretty nice one. Texas has got some nice roadside rest areas. They really do. So anyway, I will see you at Decatur here in a few. Well, welcome back. I am about 12 miles out of Bowie, Texas. And I thought I would just kind of start now and give you an idea what it looks like around here. Let you look at the scenery. Traffic got heavy all of a sudden. Everybody's leaving Dallas for the weekend, I expect. And I don't blame them. So instead of just showing up at the giant Bowie knife statue thing, I thought I'd ease you into it. that's what we're doing anyway. We're heading to Bowie, Highway 287, heading northwest, and about 12 miles from the turnoff. And I'm 97 miles from my house right here, so we're getting close to home. I did a little checking around, and it looks like the cheapest fuel up around me is in the 477 range, which is awesome. It may even, who knows, it probably won't go down anymore this weekend, but I can run over to Lawton and fill up everything for a lot less than $5 a gallon, which is good because where I'm going next week will be $5 to $6 a gallon or more. At least it was last time I was out there. But I don't feel like paying that much. I mean, at some point I'm going to have to buy fuel out there because I can't put on enough fuel for the whole trip. But I can put enough, I can put the auxiliary tank, I can fill it on the truck with cheaper fuel. And then on the way out, I can just be cautious where I do buy fuel. So when I do get up into the northeast there, I won't have to buy any at their high rates. And then coming back, I can do the same thing, just buy it where it's cheaper. And, you know, judiciously use that 90 gallons I'm going to be carrying with me to get me through the $6 a gallon places. Now, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going in Pennsylvania before I go pick up these trailers that I got waiting on me, because I'm going to be delivering a set of doubles up there somewhere. And I don't think he sent me the information yet. I'll have to bug him tonight if I don't have it by then, so I can do my planning over the weekend. And traffic has really gotten heavy up here all of a sudden. This is usually not that heavy of a traffic area. So I'm going to attribute this to the weekend, to the holiday weekend. People bugging out. All these truckers like me trying to get someplace as best they can. That's oil rig stuff there. That looks like the doghouse off an oil rig on that trailer. So that's interesting that they're moving a rig. That means drilling's going on somewhere. Maybe. Usually if there's no drilling going on, the rigs are just stacked out in a yard someplace. They're not out moving. Okay, we got another almost 8 miles to go before we hit our turnoff up here. And it's just a steady stream of cars coming up in the fast lane beside me. I would say these are definitely Dallasites bugging out for the weekend. Maybe leaving for the beginning of their summer vacation or whatever. I'm going to be busy this weekend between working on the truck, editing and uploading videos, and doing my trip plan for next week. It's all good. While I was on my 30-minute mandatory break, I sat down and worked my numbers for this week. My net before tax but after expenses take for 5 days of work was $2,259. So that's pretty good. Nothing to sneeze at. It's more money than I made as a cop, I can tell you that. A lot more money than I made as a cop. Which was a lot more difficult of a job, so it's also a lot more fun in a lot of ways. But, you know, it is what it is. And what it is history, since I don't do that anymore. Get up here and hop around this truck. 5 more miles to my turn off. So as you can see around here, around Bowie, you're starting to get into the more West Texas look of things. It's kind of a transition between the more timber and rolling hills east of us and the more wide open, kind of western mesa looking landscape out west of us, kind of on the line between the two. One of these days I'll get another trip over to Lubbock and I'll be able to redo my 4/6 ranch video. I had to delete it, it was just too shaky. The mount I had wasn't good enough. I mean, this one's shaky enough and it's pretty stable, but that was pretty much unwatchable. But that area is more like wide open mesas and some mesquite and a little bit of sagebrush. Very much more western looking terrain. Okay, about another mile to our exit. Pretty looking paint horse standing there napping in the sun. He's asleep on his feet, which is not unusual for a horse. If you're not used to being around horses or haven't watched them much, they sleep standing up a lot. Alright, here's our exit. So let's go look at this giant Bowie knife. World's biggest Bowie knife. This just cracks me up. Who thinks of this kind of stuff? I would never think of this myself. Never in a million years. But somebody did, and then they didn't just think of it, they followed through and had it built, so. I'm on the southeast side of Bowie, Texas right now. Okay, we're going to pull in up here and look at this thing. I'm carrying your love with me. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm stopping here in Bowie for a second.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm videoing the world's largest Bowie knife for my YouTube channel.
Okay.
I know, it sounds pretty serious, doesn't it? There's barely room in here for me to turn around. They got a little bitty parking lot.
You'll have to get some history on the town and all that. Be the narrative person.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm just going to show people. Got a lady over here doing selfies. She's really styling doing selfies out in front of it. She's doing the Kardashian girl poses and everything. That's as far as I can go.
I wonder if it's Wonder Huzzy.
You wonder what?
If it's Wonder Huzzy.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Now, there's a woman out there. She has a YouTube channel, and that's her name on the YouTube channel is Wonder Huzzy.
Oh, I don't know. Is she like maybe 40-ish with big chest and short hair?
She likes wearing big hats and all different kinds of sunglasses.
Oh, well, she's not wearing a hat, so probably not her. But dude, that's a big Bowie knife. It really is big. They did a pretty good job of the thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm actually filming it right now, or I did film it, so I'm going to have to cut out the audio on this. Either that or I'll just leave it in. Yeah. Talking to Bill on the phone about Wonder Huzzy while we're looking at Bowie. So I'm on Highway 81, which I turned off on 81 down at Bowie. And if you noticed, when we came around the corner and I turned on to 81, there were like cutouts of longhorn cattle. Kind of decoration things there. Well, that's where, sorry. It's where 81 starts on that end. And it runs clear up through Oklahoma, clear up by Enid. Up above Enid, it disappears again, kind of goes off to being something else. It's a pretty long stretch of road, though. And it basically follows the old Chisholm Trail. That's why you'll see all along here, you'll see references to the Chisholm Trail. That's because it ran right up through here. I suspect it ran right up, probably close to through our yard, because we live about a mile and a half east of Marlow. And that's probably about as close to town as they would let them get with their cattle herds. They probably ran them up the east side of the creek, out away from their houses and gardens, I'm sure. So this is pretty heavily treed with mesquite. A lot of these trees are mesquite. Some of them are other stuff, scrub oaks and who knows, other kinds of trees, I guess. But the little kind of fluffy looking ones are mesquite. And this is about the area where the mesquite begins, and then it goes clear out west, clear over into New Mexico. You'll see this kind of terrain with the cactus and the mesquite. And you get farther west out over toward Lubbock, and you'll start seeing a little bit of sagebrush. The mesquite thins out, but it's still out there. Then you get into mesas and more western landscapes. So we're basically right here is on the edge of the Great Plains. We're getting pretty close to Oklahoma. It's a few more miles up here. We're about 68 miles from my house. That's how close I live to Texas. I probably live 50 miles from Texas is all. 57, I think. So we're getting pretty close now to Highway 82. We'll cross Highway 82. It runs east and west, just south of the Texas border, south of the Red River. '81, of course, runs north and south. So we are pointed north right now. It's 90 degrees out. Nice clear day. This is a very welcome sight for me after all the rain we've had. I've worked in rain all week long until this morning. Finally, I got out of the rain zone. So it's been nice and sunny the rest of the day. It's put me in a lot better mood. It makes me feel better. A little rain now and then's okay, but having a steady diet of it for a couple of weeks is a little too much for my taste. Okay, this is where 82 and 81 intersect. This is a little town called Ringgold. And this is just part of the town. I think the main part of the town is over to our left, back down a ways. Because they actually have a little town back in there. This is kind of on the fringes of it. Highway 82 up there, we're going under it. A little rough down in here. Kind of a rough road. Nothing compared to what we went over today. I couldn't believe that this morning, losing that wheel. That was wild. What was even wilder was where it ended up. That was so strange. It's all good though. It ended up going to the trailer place with the trailer. I didn't have to buy it. I learned something. I learned that even a wimp like me can put one of those big old heavy trailer tires up on the trailer given the right tools. Or improvising with what tools you have anyway. I shouldn't be so proud of myself for that, actually. But I am, I mean, because, you know, I didn't freak out. Nothing like that, just took care of it. So that's the kind of thing I used to do when I was a cop. I mean, I didn't freak out, I just took care of stuff. there for a while, I had a hard time dealing with stuff after I got out of the police business because I didn't leave on my own volition. I got the boot. And not because of anything I did, but I got hurt and I wasn't healing up soon enough, and they needed a able body in the uniform, so they had to let me go so they could hire somebody else. Still hurt, you know. I had planned to do that job until I retired, and it didn't work out that way. Not even close. But I felt like it was a job that I was relatively good at. And I guess that was okay because one year I actually got Officer of the Year, which was really cool. I actually got 2 awards that year. It was the only years I ever got out of like almost a 10-year career. That was the only year I got any awards. But I was tickled to get them because, you know, we had a lot of good officers on our police force. Had a couple of stinkers too, but that's a different story. Suffice it to say that nobody hates a bad cop as much as a good cop. So this is all Red River bottom through here. I think it's so pretty down in here. We're getting ready to cross back into Oklahoma, almost home. I have to write down my mileage here. 174 224. Hello, Red River. Goodbye, Texas. Hello, Oklahoma. 224. Okay, I can actually read it too. That's good. River Star Casino. Well, they got a little bit of a crowd. I guess they would. It's Friday afternoon. Never been in there. Probably won't ever be in there. I don't have anything against casinos. I just don't have any reason to drive down here to go to one. See if Doug's Peach Orchard. Yeah, they're starting to gather there. Doug's Peach Orchard. Now, I don't know if that's a restaurant or a bar or what it is, but on Friday nights and Saturday nights I've come through here and it looked pretty busy. That was just the start of his Friday night crowd probably. It's not quite 5 yet. Okay, this is Terrell, Oklahoma. I wanted to say Terrell, Texas. This is not Terrell, Texas. This is Terrell, Oklahoma. Just barely out of Texas, but Oklahoma nonetheless. If there's more to this town, I've never really seen it. I've always been just traveling through here, either with a trailer or load or coming home. So I've never really poked around to see if they've got like an old-fashioned downtown or any of that. They may. I just don't know for sure. Okay, I'm going to start using my cruise control now, if I can get it to work. Huh. It's not wanting to work. That's interesting. I guess I don't have cruise control anymore. It was working this morning. There it goes. So I'm trying to set it to 65 because I've been running 75 up through Texas. And after I run that fast, that long, it's hard for me to judge what 65 should look like, and it's 65 up here. But I don't want to go blazing up through here and get a ticket doing 75 up through Oklahoma. It's better for me if I don't. I like this kind of terrain. It's pretty wide open. You can see a long way. Still, there's plenty of trees and stuff. It's hot enough today, we should see some cattle standing in ponds, I would think. That's what they'll do down here. They'll all wade into the pond. You'll see a whole line of cattle standing in there beside each other, just chilling in the water. They're not as dumb as you might think they would be about stuff. Neither are chickens, for that matter. People talk about how stupid chickens are, and the people who do that probably have never sat and watched chickens and what they actually do, because they're not stupid at all. Far from it. I mean, they're not doing calculus, but they're not doing stupid stuff either for the most part. They're pretty smart. They're smart about the stuff that they're supposed to be smart about, I guess. Put it that way. "55 miles to the house." Thank God, because I'm ready to be home. I haven't been home since Monday. 5 days. So I'll get to stay home 3 nights, and then I have to go again. I'm going to enjoy these next 3 nights at home. Trying to keep this camera cool enough without freezing myself out. It's easier said than done. Right through here is where I saw those wild pigs, just down in this next kind of dip. They're out in a field grazing like little cow pigs. It's pretty funny. I don't know why I didn't think about pigs grazing, but they do. It's not something I would just think about. Of course, I haven't spent all that much time looking at pigs either, wild or otherwise. But they were down here in a field on the right. And it was probably going right close to sunset. There was a whole family of them. Mama pig, daddy pig, and baby pigs. And they were all out here in this field right here to the right, out by that tree line, just grazing like mad, eating as much as they could eat. Looked like they were really enjoying it too. Okay, well, I'm 51 miles from the house. I'm probably, I don't know, a couple miles from Ryan. Go up here through Ryan. If I lose you, it's because I ran out of storage on the camera card. If I suddenly lose you. Because I've probably made quite a few videos already of coming through Ryan. I come through here quite a bit. Seems like a pretty nice little town, really. It's a very little town, but it seems pretty nice. This Highway 32 up here, I passed the other end of it leaving out of here Monday. It goes straight over to Marietta, Oklahoma. There's a sign that says so. I've never taken that road over. I may one of these days, but there it is. And I'll have several things to do when I get home. Besides working on the truck, I've got to mail in my paperwork. It's probably the best way to get it to them. Troopers are out working today. I guess they would be Memorial Day weekend. Seems like I always work Memorial Day. I always worked all the holidays, though. Who am I trying to kid? I started working holidays when I was low man on the totem pole. And there wasn't a holiday I didn't work for many years. Like most holidays, like Easter's and Thanksgivings and stuff, I was in uniform and I'd run by my parents' house or my sister's house or whoever was having Thanksgiving that year, go and try and eat without getting a call. Same for Christmas, things like that. And then I usually volunteered to work Christmas for the guys that had little kids. That seemed like something that little kids would probably appreciate, having their daddy or their mom at home. And I didn't have any kids to worry about, so. But I kind of liked working holidays. I don't know. After I got used to it, it seemed like the normal thing to do. Boy, somebody tore up a tire. There's debris all over the road. I don't like hitting any of that stuff because it's got like metal cables in it with kind of sharp ends. Try not to run my tires right over any of it. Go back to cruise control here because I'm trying to go too fast. Hard to tone it down to 65 when you've been driving 70 and 75 for the last several days. I get home, I'll get my paperwork done, I'll get my laundry started. Probably just relax tonight, more or less, and then tomorrow we'll work on the truck. I'll work on videos in between doing that, I guess, and do my routing Sunday. Finish up my videos and then do my routing on Sunday. Be ready to go out again Monday morning. Now, Monday morning is a holiday. It's Memorial Day, I guess. I think that's the way it works. Sometime this weekend I want to go around and put flowers on graves. Probably do that tomorrow. I need to do that anyway, and my sister wanted another picture of our mother's tombstone. I guess the one I sent her is a little blurry or something, so I'll put out flowers, get them decorated, and then send her new pictures. Less than an hour to go. Alright, I guess I'll just go ahead and shut this down now. There's no point in really going over every minute of all the way back to Duncan, because we've seen that before. I hope you're enjoying these videos, if nothing else for the scenery. That's the whole point, to give you a chance to ride along, see what's going on. Kind of get a front row seat to traveling the highways and byways. And it keeps me entertained to be able to do these. So thank you for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe. I've got actually quite a few subscribers now. I started out obviously with none, so we're got nowhere to go but up, right? Well, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll be bringing new content weekly. Every week I go out and collect more video, and then I come home on the weekends and process it and get things uploaded. So expect more next week from my Pennsylvania trip. That'll be a big one. So thanks for riding with me. I will see you next time, and take it easy. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.